you see me right now, I look like I'm, pretty much complete. A little heavy, but complete, right? Okay, the truth is, the chair looks complete, you look complete, the room, the building, everything looks complete. Now, if you look at everything through a microscope, you're going to see that not only are we not complete, but in fact, we're 99.9% empty. Why? Because everything is made from atoms, and now these atoms are really, really small. You can't see them with the naked eye, but if you take a microscope, you see the atom, really, really fantastic, expensive microscope, you see the atom. Now, you're going to look into the atom itself. Now, the atom, how come, what is this atom? It's a couple little dots, a couple of dots, a proton, electron, neutron, all these few different things, scientific terms, all these things. And in essence, they're spinning really fast. Spinning really fast in order to, and they connect to each other in order to make up what it is. Now, but if you look inside the actual atom itself, you're going to see that 99.9% of the atom is actually empty space. And the only reason it looks solid, this phone looks solid, this CD looks solid, I look solid, everything looks solid, is because the atom is spinning so fast that you cannot tell, you cannot see its emptiness. What is it like? It's like a fan. You ever see a fan when it's working full speed? It looks like a single blade. But once you stop it, you discover suddenly it had 5 blades. Now when it spun, it looked like a single blade. So what happened? Did it change to 5 blades? No, it was always 5 blades. But because of the speed, it looked like a single blade. Same thing with us. Because of the speed of the atom spinning, it looks like we're really solid. When in reality, all of creation is 99% completely empty. Nothing. To such an extent that scientists have theorized that if you actually take the real mass that actually exists in the entire universe, you could put it all into a box of matches. That's what actually exists. Most of it is completely empty space. Now, even now, when they discovered this, they discovered the atom, it was a breakthrough, it was extraordinary, wow, empty space, great. Now they figured they found one of the secrets of creation. But then you fast forward to recent times, and better microscopes and technology came out and discovered, guess what? Those few dots, that electron, that neutron, that proton, all that stuff that you thought was spinning, if you look inside them, meaning you need even a better microscope, you look inside those pieces, you will see that those pieces themselves have little spinning things and that whole thing repeated again, and they themselves are 99% empty space. Meaning we even have less than what we thought, much less. Why does it all still look there? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu calls this world Alma de Shikra, the world of lies. Everything is an illusion. Everything is an illusion. You think that you're in love, the next thing you know, you hate her. You think that you're rich, the next thing you know, you're broke. You think that you're smart, the next thing you know, everything you believe is a lie. Everything is false. Everything is upside down. The people that are the most wicked sometimes are leading the show. The people that are the most righteous look like they're homeless. Everything is upside down in this world. For a moment of pleasure, a person is willing to give everything up for it. But when he realizes that it was a mistake, it's already too late. It's already too late. Alma de Shikra, it's a world of lies. This, Rabotai, is one of the most important lessons, to understand that everything in this life is an illusion. Meaning that don't fall for it. Don't fall for these desires where in your mind it seems like it's worth it to be with that person without marriage, to take that stuff that doesn't belong to you, to say that stuff that shouldn't be said. To all of that stuff looks like it's delicious, looks like it's pleasurable, but Hashem says it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. When you're going to find out, the second you do it, you're going to realize it's not worth it. Every single time a man or a woman acts immoral, the second they start, okay, they're in their crazy place. But the second they stop, all of a sudden all the questions come, all the doubts come. Should I have done that? Should I let him touch me, this paws of his, without being my husband? Should I let him? Should I have eaten that? Should I have gone there? Why do you have all those doubts? Why do you have all those doubts? How come you didn't have those doubts beforehand? Because beforehand, your mind was clouded by all of the illusion. But it's really good. It's really delicious. Animal instinct. Once you got it out of the system, all of a sudden, that illusion's gone because you saw what it is for real. So now you got clarity. Now you can finally think, no, I'm not going to let this person touch me. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to take that. It's not mine. Now you have clarity. So, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created this world in a certain way where you have the opportunity to see the creation itself and appreciate the Creator, but also learn about the Creator. He tells you this world is full of lies, meaning that it's full of things that are going to tempt you to go against me. Why? That's where free choice comes in. I'm going to give you all of the opportunities to go against me. And just as many opportunities to go with me. You'll have just as much chance. If you go against me, you think you'll enjoy this life. If you go with me, you're definitely going to enjoy this life and the next. And that's why it's a very, very important question that is in the minds of everybody that has done tshuva or is doing tshuva, and they always, if they haven't done it completely, they always look at their past. Before I started keeping Shabbat, I used to go this, I used to go that, and they start sometimes doubting their life, their religious life, because their Yetzer Hara only gives them a memory of the good parts of their secular life. They remember when they had money. They don't remember the part when they lost all of it. They remember when they went on vacation. They don't remember when they went on vacation, they got sick, they were vomiting 6 out of the 7 days they were away. They remember that they worked for this company. They don't remember when they got fired and embarrassed in front of 500 people. So the Yetzer Hara gives you the illusion about your past, making you think that maybe your past is better than your present. Maybe your past, when you were secular, chiloni, going against Hashem every day, but you didn't care, you enjoyed the world. But in reality, you had just as many, if not more, problems than you have today. Judaism did not increase your problems. In fact, it did the opposite. But many people give themselves the illusion, or they think that before they did tshuva, their life was better. This is the opposite of true. The opposite of true. Why do you have this? You have this because you still have not committed. You still have not committed to abandon your past. As long as you have not committed to abandon your past, you're always going to have regrets. You're always going to have this shtuyot, this dust in your mind of the past, but only the good parts. You know, it's like people put in their Facebook profiles and different online profiles only the good parts of their life. They're never going to tell you about, they're never going to give you a picture of when, somebody, smashed their car and ran away. They're never going to give you a picture of when somebody embarrassed them, or they got into a fight with their spouse, or their kids cursed them out. They're never going to give you a picture of that or a video of that. What are they going to give you? Oh, they went on vacation. Oh, it's a family picture. Everybody looks so happy. Everybody's dressed up. They're not going to show you the picture of 5 minutes later when the kids spilled ketchup all over their clothes and ruined everything. They're not going to show you a picture of that. They're going to show you a picture of like the nice stuff, the moments. That's the Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara only gives you the memory of the moments of good. Now, you are in essence enabling the Yetzer Hara by not committing 100%, by not getting to a point where you realize, listen, in the past, all of it was bad. Even the good was bad, because even the good was against Hashem. There's no good without a Kadosh Baruch Hu. The good you had was against Hashem. How could it be good? You say, oh yeah, no, but I was eating. I was eating. Okay, what about if you find out that you were eating your kid like they did in the Holocaust? It's still good. Delicious. Got satiated. It's good. No, right? No, but I was making money. What if you find out that all the money you were making was actually because people were selling bodies from Planned Parenthood? They were selling abortion babies. And you realize all the money you made came from that. Still good, that money you're making. Still delicious. You still like it? No, right? What about the rest of the things? Oh, she was so good. We had such a good time. What if you find out that she was somebody else's mother, somebody else's wife? and she was ruining her marriage with you. Still good. Still like it. You still happy about the relationship. Oh, I love him so much. We had such a good time. What if you find out you ruined his marriage that he had while he was with you, and you ruined his kids, and one of his kids committed suicide because his father cheated on his wife, and he jumped off a bridge because he couldn't handle a divorce, and you're the one, you cute little girlfriend, you caused this. You still happy about this relationship? No. How come? Because once you find out that it was all an illusion, and the only memory that you have was of the small little tiny good moment, but in reality, even that good is bad. Even that good was bad. There is no good without Hashem. There's no good without God. There's no good without God. So once a person understands that their entire past was a complete lie, nothing good, everything was against Hashem. Now I can start living. Why? Because every day I wake up, I say, Modeh ani ishtabach shemo la'ad. I have Hashem. Hashem is with me. Hashem loves me. Hashem gave me life. Another word. Okay, so there's a few things that are a problem. A few things this doesn't work, that doesn't work. This is annoying, that's annoying. Okay, but this is good too. What? I'm with Hashem. People always say, oh, you still have any money? I tell them, you didn't watch the end of the shoe. I lost everything. Ah, wow. But, wow, that's too bad. I said, no, Yishtabach Shemo. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. He's losing every single penny. She goes, what do you mean? How does that make any sense? I say, I didn't have Hashem. Don't you understand? Don't you understand? Don't you understand? All the money in the world. You tell me right now, I'll give you $100 million. Go back to Wall Street. I say, thank you. Give it to somebody else. $1 billion, it wouldn't go back to my life. $1 billion. Give me $1 billion cash. Put it, tons, tables. On top of the table, go back, violate one Shabbat. $1 billion. I tell you, give it to your mother. Why are you insulting me like this? You think I'm going to go against Hashem for $1 billion? Go back to being Mechalel Shabbat. Were you insane? Until you get to a point where you're disgusted from your past, you're always going to have these doubts in your mind. But I used to have this boyfriend. I used to have this girlfriend. I used to have money. I used to have this. You still never left. You're like, you're like a you're like a fish that's like half cooked. You're not sure if you're going to get sick or not. You're not sure. And that's what happens. Until you get to a point where you have a clear understanding, a life without Hashem is not a life. Hashem says it's called death. It's death. If you are jealous of secular people, you haven't completed your tshuva. You haven't even begun your tshuva. You haven't begun your tshuva. You're impressed by these rich people that are rich Jewish people that are famous celebrities, and they're going against Hashem. You're jealous of them. You haven't begun to do tshuva yet. Because you still think a life without God is an option for you. Which means you have no idea what you have. You have no idea what you have. Being the most lonely little environment in the world, you by yourself in a room, with a little bit of bread to eat every day and a Sefer Torah, is much better to the infinite power than the richest man on the planet. Richest man on the planet doesn't have God. You in your little room, every day all you eat is one little, 3-day-old piece of bread. That's what you eat. But you have a Sefer Torah with you, you keep Shabbat, you keep mitzvot. You have a little room, little shack, nothing, and bottom of a barrel. You live in like a half a sewer, half a house. You have a much better life than the guy that has $100 billion a month. You don't realize it? You're poorer than dirt. Even with the money, without the money, you have no idea. You have no concept. Why? Because you still think that the illusion is true. You think that this is really solid. I just told you, it's not solid. It's all 99.9% nothing. You want to go verify, go on Google. They'll tell you too. Rabbi Google is good. Knows science, knows everything. But Rabotai, you have to stop. You have to stop believing the illusion. Now this takes work. This takes time. This takes a lot of itbonenut, a lot of reflection. Analyze yourself. You have to know yourself. Most important, you got to stop. Stop looking everywhere. Stop looking at everybody's pocket. Stop looking at everybody's face. Stop looking at what everybody else has. Stop looking at everything. Grass always looks greener. Always looks greener, but it's an illusion. It's an illusion. Everything is an illusion. You look at yourself, you look at your Sefer Torah, you look at HaKadosh Baruch Hu, nobody in the world is happier than you. But that's why you're going to see people that have trillions of dollars, billions of dollars, all types of things that people think is good. And they're the most miserable people on the planet. They commit suicide. They are addicted to drugs. They're addicted to alcohol. They're addicted to all types of things. Why are they addicted? Why do they have all these addictions? Because all of these addictions are forms of escape from their reality. Because their reality is not like the illusion. Their reality is horrible. You're going to see them laugh in a picture, but not in life. You're going to see them celebrate in a moment, but not in life. In life, they're addicted to a bunch of different things. They're constantly looking for new hobbies and new things to do to occupy time. I know this. I used to be one of them. You do stuff just to keep yourself busy. Oh, I'm going to go to the mall. Why? I don't know, just go shop around. What do you mean shop? You have nothing to do in your life? Go shop around? That's it? No, I'm going to go to my friend's house. For what? Have some coffee, chit-chat. That's it? Chit-chat? Talk to your friends? What are you going to talk about? Oh, we're going to talk about another friend that didn't show up. Psh, wow. I want to talk about politics. Why do you care about politics? What, you think your opinion matters? That if you guys have a really good conversation, really good debate between you of who should be president, they're going to give you a call. We choose him. We're gonna pick the next president because he won the argument. People have all these discussions about politics, about this, about that. For what? Wasting their life. There's nothing smart coming out of their mind. I was on the way back from shul on Shabbat, and I heard these two teenagers who were walking in front of me. They're having a conversation between them. Hashem Yachem, I didn't know what to do with myself. But, their father was behind me, so I didn't have necessarily an opportunity to talk to these two kids. But the two kids are walking back from shul. Now, what are you going to talk about? You just finished shul in Shabbat. You were in shul for 3-4 hours. At the least, what are you going to talk about? Talk about parasha. Talk about, talk about food. I don't know. Talk about something, connected to Shabbat. You were in shul for 3-4 hours. Or parasha, Gemara, something. What are you talk about? One kid tells the other, he goes, when you sleep a little too much, the more you sleep, the worse your breath becomes. This is the conversation of two kids from yeshiva. They're talking about Shabbat. Now I couldn't help myself. I'm reading a little book, but I hear this. They're next to me. So I'm reading a little thing. I walk around, I read a little book. And I'm thinking, what? Did you just say that? And that's a conversation between two kids. The more you sleep, the worse your breath becomes. I said, I think I just became stupider. I have to use this in a lecture, so at least maybe Hashem will unpunish me. Because now it became, for the purpose of Shiur Torah. Give these two boys schut, something. Their stupidity was used for Torah. But this is what people talk about. Oh, you want to come over for coffee? Sure. What do you want to talk about? Oh, we'll talk about, next door neighbor. We'll talk about the economy. We'll talk about all the type of stuff. For what? Nothing. No purpose. No form of wisdom whatsoever comes out of people's minds. No form of wisdom. They talk about do nothing, act about. It's sad. It's sad. That's why, Rabotai, when you have a Kadosh Baruch Hu for real, you know how you know? You know how you know that you have a Kadosh Baruch Hu? You become like David HaMelech, small version. So David HaMelech says, Hashem, I love your Torah so much, all day it's my conversation. All day it's my conversation. All I talk about is you. I talk about Hashem all day. I talk about Torah all day. Now, of course, once in a while you got to take care of the bills. Oh, honey, we got to take care of this bill. And there's little mundane things you have to do to live, to survive in this world. Okay, did you buy some salt? Did you buy some milk? You have to do that just to live in life. But the majority of your life is not this. What do you do with the rest of the time? What do you do with the rest of the time? You talk about baseball. Talk about the stock market. Talk about the money you don't have. Talk about the what do you talk about? Shtuyot. Okay, so you don't have a Shem Mamash. How do you have a Shem? You have a Shem when all you talk about is Him. That's when you have a Kadosh Baruch Hu. All you want to talk about is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. All you want to learn about is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. You don't care about all the Shtuyot in the world. All you care about is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Wow, you say, oh. And that's why the closer you are to Hashem, the further you become from the people that are not. And that's what is one of the growing signs of your tshuva, where you see that the closer you become to Hashem, the less you have in common with the people from your past. Even if you grew up with them for 20, 30, 40 years. Your best friend, your brother and sister, your even mother and daughter, whatever it is. But until that point, before you started doing tshuva, you guys were on the same point. You were certain level. But then you started progressing. All you want to talk about is more Shiur Torah, another Shiur Torah, another Chidush, another Parasha, another Gemara, another story about Tzaddikim, more about Hashem, more about Emunah, more about Bitachon. More. All you want is this. The more you get, the more you want, because you see how beautiful it is. It gives your life a meaning. You're developing your mind. You're developing your life. You start feeling there's a purpose to your creation. Everything starts making sense. Everything starts having a value. And then your friend still wants to talk about the weather. It took me 15 minutes to get here today, not 14 minutes like yesterday. Why? Because I took the I-95 last time, but this time I took the turnpike. One of the lowest forms of conversation is talking about your traffic, of how you went from one place to the other. This is like the number one conversation that starts off, when you get to somebody. So how long did it take you to get here? 45 minutes. 45 minutes? Crazy. It took me 30 minutes last time. 30 minutes? How'd you go? Turnpike. No, I took I-95. You should listen to me. You should listen to like a Talmid Chacham. I took the turnpike. No, so next time, this time I took a turnpike and it took me an hour. Oh, yeah, because on Thursdays there's traffic. You should have asked me. And that's what they talk about. They talk about traffic. They talk about traffic. You should go to my guy. He knows the road. You should use this app. Use Google? No, I use Maps. And they talk about mamash nothing. Nothing. Shtuyot. Empty like the atom. Nothing. Why? They have no Kadosh Baruch Hu. How can you have anything? How can you have anything if you don't have a Kadosh Baruch Hu? It's like a little mouse running around. Even the mouse is like, you know what? I'm going to sleep. Heck with you. He won't even talk about traffic. You don't need me for traffic. Do yourself. We talk about the app. What app you downloaded this week? You're running out of space in your phone. That's what you're talking about. Talking about running space out of the phone. Ma'afti Toratecha kol hayom mesichati. David HaMelech says, I love your Torah so much. All day I talk about it. All day. All day I like your Torah. All day. Okay, so I got to take care of the bills, and I have the kids, and you have the wife, and you have the husband, and you have basic stuff you got to do. But at every single free moment that you're not dealing with the mundane, all day Torah. All day HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All day. All day. Sometimes you're talking about it to help somebody, give them chizuk. Sometimes you're talking about it for yourself. Sometimes you're learning something new. Sometimes you're repeating something again that you've learned already. Sometimes you're telling something to somebody else. Whatever it is, but all that you're involved in it. That's a life. That is priceless. Priceless. If you know what it feels like. But people that live the world of lies, they think that if you have money, or you have a house, or you have a certain woman, or a certain man, or certain possessions, that's better. Well, once you get to that point and you have all that stuff, you realize it's not better, it's actually worse. Because the poor guy has the hopes that one day when he's rich, he'll be happier. The rich guy knows that the money means nothing, and he has nothing to look up to, nothing to look forward to. That's why rich people are the only ones that have a problem of suicide. Poor people usually don't commit suicide because they still have hope. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling us you don't have to commit suicide, whether you're poor or you're rich. You don't have to become addicted to drugs, whether you're poor or you're rich. You don't have to become addicted to immorality, whether you're poor or you're rich. The only addiction that you should have that's highly recommended is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Become addicted to Hashem. Learn as much as possible about Hashem, and you will see a life that everyone is going to become jealous of. Because you're going to be the only one that's going to walk around like you know what's going on. Everyone is in a panic. 30 missiles. You're walking around like, what? What are you guys scared of? What's happening? What? You didn't hear? Iran declared what? So, why are you so scared? Why, come to your house? No, but maybe it's going to come. Oh, why are you not scared? It's my father did it. What do you mean, why am I not scared? Why won't we be scared? I tell my father what to do. My father's the one that shot the missiles. What do you mean your father? Your father's Iranian? No, Kadosh Baruch Hu, you moron. Kadosh Baruch Hu shot the missiles. Kadosh Baruch Hu shot the missiles. What do you mean? Why am I going to tell Kadosh Baruch Hu what to do? When you with a Kadosh Baruch Hu all the time, none of this stuff, none of this anxiety exists. Doesn't exist anxiety. You may get annoyed here and there, but anxiety doesn't exist. You're annoyed because you're not 100%. You're less. You have issues. But the point is, Rabotai, I'm telling you. The only thing in the world you need is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. The more Kadosh Baruch Hu you have, the richer you are. Everything else becomes meaningless. Whether you have money, you don't have money, it doesn't make a difference. You have money, you start looking at it like it's a hammer. Okay, so we have money now. Let's more mitzvot. More Kadosh Baruch Hu with this money. Let's buy more Kadosh Baruch Hu with this money. Let's bring more Kadosh Baruch Hu into with this money. You have a car. Okay, how can we use this car to get close to Kadosh Baruch Hu? Can we drive to heaven? No, we can't. Okay, so we'll drive to the shul to get other people to come to heaven. Okay, we'll use this car for Kadosh Baruch Hu. Oh, this house. Okay, how can we use this house for Kadosh Baruch Hu? Oh, we'll put Torah pictures all over and get the kids to start repeating, start singing in the house. Adon Olam. You know, that's what you do in the house. What do you mean? That's what you do in the house for Kadosh Baruch Hu. You start looking at things of how can I connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what you do. Why? Because you realize it's the best thing in the world. But when you don't have a Kadosh Baruch Hu, you look for emptiness. You're looking for a car. You get the car. Okay. Now I have the car. What do? Oh, drive the car. Yeah, but I was really a lot more excited about this car before I bought it. Now I want to return it. Why? I don't know. I want a new car. Because I already have this car for a month. That's what happens with rich people. You buy a car, you get the car, you're excited before you get the car, you finally get the car, you waited a year for this car because it's like one of those fancy schmancy cars. You're on a waiting list for a year, you tell all your friends you're on a waiting list. Oh, you're not on a waiting list? Oh, you should be on a waiting list. Wait. Finally you get the car, 10 minutes after you get the car, you're bored already. Why? It still drives. Nothing changed. Okay, house. Took you 3 years to build a house. In the kitchen, you got the marble from Italy, and the floor from Jamaica, and the ceilings from Honolulu, and all these different parts. Finally, you built the house, and next thing you know, okay, you still sleep in a bed, you're still going on the bathroom and the toilet, and you're still using a little stool to eat. That's it. Same thing. House, you finished. Yeah, what about all that fancy stuff you have? You have a fountain that comes out, and the lights, and the beams, and the movie theater. You go, yeah, I don't use that stuff. Why don't you use that stuff? He goes, who has time? Who has time to use the fountain in the bowling alley? And who has time for that stuff? I go to sleep in the bed. I go to the bathroom and the toilet. And you eat on a little stool with a little plate, plastic plate, because you don't feel like washing the dishes. The whole house, $1 million house, $5 million house, $10 million house becomes meaningless a week after you're in it. I know I had it. I had a $4 million apartment on the 35th floor, 400 square foot balcony. My apartment was bigger than most people's houses. It meant nothing. So little it meant to me. Even at that time, I never really cared for that stuff. I didn't even care to buy window shades. Who has time to buy window shades? People came to the house and say, oh, you just moved here? I'm like, no, I live here 5 years already. Because where's the furniture? Because who has time to buy furniture? Nice house, though. Yeah, nice house. Meaningless. It's all meaningless. People chase their whole life. They chase money, they chase girls, they chase guys, they chase cars, they chase the emptiness of the atom. They chase nothing. That's the worst part of life without a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Your whole life you're chasing nothing. Nothing. You chase money, you have it, so what? If you have money, what do you think? If you have money, you have $10 million, $20 million. What do you think? You count the money all day like Uncle Scrooge in the cartoons? 1, 2. What do you think? You swim in it? You have a little cave and you go and jump inside it with a gold coin? No, it's in a bank. It's digital. You have an account on a computer. Look on your phone. Okay, whether you have $3,000 like me or you got $400 million, you still have the same account on the phone. It still means nothing. It's still digital. You don't even have the cash anymore. Who walks around with $1 million? Nobody. It's nothing. Oh, okay, I need to buy stuff. Okay, so use the PayPal, use the credit card, or use some application to go buy something. Well, so you buy something, big deal. But what did you give up for that money? You gave up your wife, you gave up your kids, you gave up your life, you gave up everything. You're 80 years old. By the time you want to spend the money, you die. Meaningless. That's the worst part of the Alma Dashika. That's the worst part of the world of lies. Your whole life, you're chasing nothing. And you only realize it's nothing when it's too late. On the other hand, you could be like Joshua here. He already started doing tshuva 4 years ago. 4 years ago when I met him. Baruch Hashem. Now he has Torah already right now. He already knows what the emet is right now. He already knows what he wants right now. That's what we got to be. We got to be like Joshua. We got to keep learning Torah all day, all night. Why? Because the more you learn, the more Kadosh Baruch Hu you have. The more Kadosh Baruch Hu you have, that's the point. That's life. That's everything. Money, no money, okay. It's another atom. It's another atom. That's it. That's all it is. That, I think, is the most important question and important answer. If you have to understand, without a Kadosh Baruch Hu says you're simply walking dead. There's no life. Why? Whatever you're chasing, you're going to find out that once you get it, it was a trap. It was nothing. You chased it, you got it, you're bored. You need something else. Rabbi Yochanan says there's a evar katan in the body. There's a small member in the male body. Masbi'o raev v'marivo savea. Someone that feeds it is always hungry. Someone that starves it is full. He says, what is that? It's the male sex member. It's the male member. Why? He says, the more you satiate it, the more you use your male member, you're always going to need more girls, more you, more this, more. It's never going to be enough until you kill yourself. But if you starve it, you only do it at a time with your wife, and she's kosher, she went to the mikveh, and so on, guess what? You're always going to be happy, you're always going to be content. You're never going to complain about that part of your life. Every time you're together, it's going to be like Gan Eden, like Yechupa, Yishtabach Shimo, you're the happiest person in the world. Yeah, but how come this superstar in Hollywood, he's replacing wives every other day? What happened? Because he's constantly satiating, he's constantly, he never has enough. And that's what the Gemara says. And that's what Rabbi Nachman Breslov says. Person that's promiscuous, person that's immoral, what happens is first he starts with himself. Then he's promiscuous with the opposite sex. Then it's not enough taboo. He starts going with the same sex. Then it's not enough. He starts going to these protests over here, these gay pride parades. And after he realizes that's not enough, he starts going with animals. There are over 3 million people, 1% of the U.S. population admit that they're with animals. They're intimate with animals, like Bilam HaRasha, like Nebuchadnezzar. In the Torah and the Tanakh, it's nothing new. Homosexuality is nothing new. Bestiality is nothing new. It's in the Tanakh. All these Reshaim, Nebuchadnezzar would go with a homosexual constantly, and on top of it with animals. Belshazzar, his wife was a dog. Bilam, his wife was a donkey. Why would a king, so powerful, multi-billionaire, go with a donkey? Why would he go with a dog? Why? Because, Rabotai, Torah says, you don't have emet, you're going to constantly look for more of nothing. More of nothing. When in reality, all you need is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. You have a Kadosh Baruch Hu, you listen to his rules, you're going to know how to treat every part of your body, every part of your mind, every part of your life. And you're always going to be happy. Always. Stress is only something that people that do not have the God of Israel have. You have stress, that means you have a little bit less Hashem. Doesn't mean you don't have anything at all, but the more stress you have, the less God you have. More God you have, the less stress you have. Doesn't mean you don't have any problems. No, you have problems. But you know God's the one that gave it to you. So it's a little more God today. You have extra God today. You have extra Hashem today. Why? He gave you more problems today. Shtabach Shemo. Shtabach Shemo. That's what you got to get to. You got pain? Oh, Shtabach Shemo. I got more pain. I got more Hashem. Hashem wants my attention. I'm suffering in pain. Baruch Hashem. You care enough about me to remind me that I have an arm, that I have a leg, that I have a back, that I have a stomach, because it all hurts. I forgot I had a stomach until it hurt. I forgot I had a back until it hurt. Who thinks about their back? Did any of you guys think about your back today? You thought about it. You know why? Because it hurts you. That's why. That's why you thought about your back. But the average guy didn't think about his back. Why? Because it didn't hurt. You have pain, say, Shtabach Shimo, I have an arm, that's why I know I have an arm. Why? It hurts. Sometimes HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives me such a present, he makes my entire body hurt. I say, Shtabach Shimo, I have a body. I have a body. It hurts. Shtabach Shimo. How many people wake up in a day and say, Baruch Hashem, I have a body? Most people are like, I need to lose some weight. I need to lose some weight. Lose some weight. You have a body. You have a nose and it works. You have ears, you have eyes, they work. More HaKadosh Baruch Hu. More HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All of this, Rabotai, starts with recognizing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everything. As soon as you realize He's everything, you start fearing. You fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? Because He's in charge of everything. But the more you have, the more Yirat Shamayim you have, you start getting to know Hashem more. You start involved. Hashem is involved in every part of your life. You start falling in love with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You can't skip steps. You can't skip steps. It starts with the basics, and then you little by little go up and up. Bezrat Hashem, one day we'll go up. Bezrat Hashem, one day we're going to graduate. We're going to do something good in our life. But the reality is, you have to start little by little. Little by little, you start with fear of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. More you have of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the less you're going to need from this world. That's why you see the biggest tzaddikim in the world. You see the Rav Kanievsky. You see Rav Kaduri. You see his father, the Stipler Gaon. You see Baba Sali. All these big tzaddikim. You see their houses. You'd say maybe a homeless shelter looks better than this house. But you look at them, you look at their face, happiest people on earth. One time I saw a picture. My friend sent me a picture of Rav Kanievsky learning Torah. And now, Rav Kanievsky, Baruch Hashem, you could get a lot of pictures of him learning Torah. But once in a while, you see Rav Kanievsky, he gets like chidush, and you see how his face lights up. You see his face, and it's like, that's happiness. You're not seeing any parties, any bells, any funny hats. No. You see happiness. I said, that's what happiness looks like. Why? He has HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, that's his whole life. It's a Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's it. Now, what do you think? He got there by not being afraid of Hashem? You think he got there by breakdancing in the middle of the streets with his truck? Rabbi this, Rabbi that? No. He got it by learning Torah, doing mitzvot, adding more and more of Hashem into his life. The more you have a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the less you care about the house and the jingle bells over here and all the lights and what shade and what this. Who cares about that stuff? Because you realize it's all nothing. It's all nothing. Can you enjoy stuff? Sure, go enjoy it, no problem. But remember, the more you enjoy this world, the less room you're giving for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Be'ezrat Hashem, this will give us a little needed lesson. Perhaps I needed it, you needed it, somebody needed it, because I said it, and Hashem gives me the words to say. This gives us a needed shiur of really what's important in life. Because all of us have had these questions, either today, yesterday, tomorrow. All of us have these questions. What's the point? What's the purpose? Why am I here? Why is it so tough? Why is it not tough? Why is it tougher for him? Why is it easier for him? Everybody looks at all types of things. It's reality. This is the answer of all answers. It's the purpose of life. Now, you can try it the hard way and keep chasing nothing. Or you can listen to somebody that had a few things in his life, and they tell you, whether you get it or not, nothing's going to change. Money does not change your problems. All it does is allows you to arrive to your problems with limo. That's it. The only thing that's going to change your life in a positive way is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Only thing that's going to make you happy is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Only thing that's going to give you a purpose is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's it. Everything else is a trap. Everything else is emptiness, like the atom. But it looks full. It looks complete. You can keep trying to chase it, but you're wasting time. Why? Why waste time? Learn as much as you possibly can. Add HaKadosh Baruch Hu to as many parts of your life as you possibly can imagine. And I promise you, you will be not only the person that's happier, but you'll be the person that everyone admires and everyone wants to be like. Because everyone is looking for what you already have. And that way you could be the biggest kiruf personality just by your existence. They see you and they want to be. They're going to ask you, how are you so happy? How do you, what do you, you don't have money for rent? How are you so happy? How come you don't have any anxiety? Say, I have a Kadosh Baruch Hu. When he wants to give me the money for rent, I'll have the money for rent. Until then, I have him in different ways. What's the question? Bezrat Hashem, give us enough chizuk. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.